hadn't seen him since that night. I had no idea where he was now. He could have run away, started again, repeated the crime. I looked around the room at the only thing that could tell me where he was, the phone. I knew his number, but I couldn't bring myself to ring him. I steeled myself. This would be the end, for him and me. I ran up to my room and slammed the door behind me. The only person that could make me feel better was my best friend Jacob. He was in America on holiday, but would be back on Monday. As the service bars on my phone went up, I dialed his number and we talked for hours. When I told him what had happened, he was devastated. We carried on our hazardous adventure. As we walked, we saw spiders. They appeared rather placid, but not for long. As we approached, they became more violent. The huge spiders appeared to be choking on something. As we looked around, we noticed that another person was missing. Bending its graceful head, the bird plucked a flower from the grass. I expected it to devour the daffodil, but it held the flower in its beak and made no attempt to eat it. That's when it happened. The peacock stared right at me and I connected with the bird instantly. I practically entered its world, feeling its emotion, even seeing the world through its eyes. The bird was pure and beautiful, and I saw the world with new eyes. All of a sudden, the doors flung open and he was launched across the roof space, a massive explosion of dust clouding his vision so much he could barely see his own foot dangling over his head, for he had landed the wrong way up against a pile of boxes. Wafting the dust away, he put his hand to his mouth and coughed violently before righting himself and venturing forward. It began in Athena's temple. It was a beautiful temple. That's where he took me. There were paintings on the roof. I studied each brushstroke as the light surrounding the hallway flickered. It would have been romantic. It should have been romantic. It wasn't. I couldn't scream. The air was thick black mist choking me. The ground became a maze of cracks getting deeper and further apart at each passing second. I cried out, but I knew it would do no good. I had come here alone to explore the darkness that held so many secrets. Everyone thought I was still tucked away in bed. Hammer of rain, rumble of thunder, flash of lightning. This was no ordinary storm. It was raging, causing the sea to come alive. As it rose from its bed, it threw waves of water out onto the land. At that moment in time, it didn't seem so huge or so frightful, and it certainly didn't feel like a storm that would end thousands of lives. But it was. I just hadn't realised it yet.
Tonight has been the first short story competition that we've ran across the partnership with Mansfield 2020, and it's been an absolutely fantastic night. To see the faces of the young people light up when their story was being narrated on live, it was fantastic. And you know, the young people have gone away inspired, all excited. Their books are going to get published. They're all winners.
It was surprising. I didn't think it was going to be this good, but it's been really, really good, and I loved how my story was read out. I didn't expect that to happen, so it's really nice.
I can't believe the high standard. I think it's been amazing. I think it's been really, really good, and I think that, you know, the young people who've been here tonight have been so proud, and they should be very proud of themselves.
Obviously, there's all these people who came, and even though they didn't win, they got a certificate. So. There you go.
I thought it was fantastic to see them all come, a little bit nervous, a little bit anxious, and you know, it's just even towards the awards, you can just see their confidence grow.
I just hope that it becomes a regular future event and that we build on tonight's success.
I was a bit nervous about it at first because I couldn't really remember what I'd written at first, but then I managed to remember and it was all right on the night, so.